Intensive Practice 4.1. Questions number 1. Simplify each of the following. So we are going to refer to the law of indices that are listed here to help us to simplify the algebraic expressions involving the indices. So for questions A, first we're going to use the law that are listed as number 3 here. We're going to expand for the bracket. So here you're going to have 3 square, z square and x square over 9x cubed. Now if you look at the number 3 square is equal to 9, right? So I can cancel for the 9s here, and the operations in between them is a division. Therefore next, y cubed just will be y cubed because you have nothing to minus with. Then for the z square, and for the x it will be 2 minus 3. So the x here will have a power of -1. Now using the law in number 4, so I can write the answer as y cubed times z square divided by x. Questions B. So the operations in between them is a divisions. So I'm going to minus the power. So the first one is for the z. So it will be 4 minus 1. Followed by the y. It will be 1 minus 2. And for the x, it's going to be 2 minus 1. Z cubed, y to the power of -1, and x to the power of 1. Next, using the law in number 4, I'm going to write the y to the power of -1 as 1 over y. Therefore, you're going to have x z cubed over y. For question C, so first we're going to solve the expressions inside the bracket. So first, let us expand for this bracket. You're going to have x to the power of 5, y to the power of 5 times 2xy cubed, and then bracket power of 2. So for the thing inside the bracket here, the number with the numbers, after you multiply it, you're going to have 2 times 1, which is 2. And for the x, we're going to plus the power as this is a multiplication. So 5 plus 1. And for the y, it's going to be 5 plus 3. So you have x to the power of 6, y to the power of 8, bracket power of 2. So next, using the law in number 3, we're going to multiply the power here. So 2 to the power of 2 is equal to 4. 6 times 2 is 12. And for the y, it's going to be 8 times 2, which is 16. Question D. So using the law in number 3, so we're going to multiply the power here. So here you're going to have e to the power of 3, f to the power of 6 divided by e to the power of -2 and f to the power of 2. As this is division, so we're going to minus the power of the same base. So e power of 3 minus -2 followed by f power of 6 minus 2. So here you're going to have 3 plus 2, which is equal to 5, and f to the power of 4. Next, questions E. So this is divisions as well. So first, let us solve for the numbers here. So 4.2 divided by 0.6, you will find that the answer is equal to 7. Now let us solve for the variables, the x. Power of 4, we're going to minus it with 9, as this is a division. And for the y, it's going to be 14 minus 5. So here you're going to find that 7x to the power of -5, y to the power of 9. And using the law in number 4, I'm going to write the x to the power of -5 as 1 over x to the power of 5. Therefore, it's going to be 7y to the power of 9 over x to the power of 5. Equations f. So using the law in number 3, so first multiply all the power here. So you're going to get 7 square x to the power of negative 2, then multiply by 49 to the power of negative 6, x cubed y cubed divide by 7 to the power of negative 2, x to the power of negative 2, and y to the power of negative 2. Now, let us first look at the number that we have here. So for the 49s, I'm going to change it to base 7, which is 7 square. Alright, so next we're going to solve for the x. So negative 2 is going to be plus with the 3. So multiplication going to plus the power. Then we're going to minus with negative 2, as the other one is a division. Then for the y, we're going to have y to the power of 3, then minus negative 2. Now for the bracket here, as all of them are in the same base, then we can just solve the brackets. So here you're going to have 7 plus, so 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. Then we're going to minus it with negative 2. So the x here, if you solve for this power here, it's going to be negative 2 plus 3 plus another 2, which is equal to 3. And the y is equal to 5. Next, solve for the power here. So it's going to be 7 to the power of 2 minus 12 plus 2, which is equal to negative 8. Now using the law in number 4, I'm going to write the 7 to the power of negative 8 as 1 over 7 to the power of 8. So here, after I rearrange it, it's going to be x cubed multiplied with y to the power of 5 divided by 7 to the power of 8. Number 2. If 2 to the power of x minus 2 equal to 2 times 16, finds the value of x. So for this number 16, we can change it to number in base 2. So when left hand side and right hand side, both of them are having the same base, and the value are equal to each other, then we can just compare the power. So here 16, when you change it to the number in base 2, it will be 2 to the power of 4. So here this is a multiplication, so I just want to plus the power. So 2 to the power of 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. Now both sides are having the same base, so now we can just compare for the power. So x minus 2 equal to 5. So next, x is equal to 5 plus 2. Therefore, x is equal to 7. 3. Solve 25 to the power of x minus 5 to the power of 3x minus 4 equal to 0. So this 25, you can change it to the number in base 5. So here is going to be 5 square. So here just multiply the power. You're going to have 5 to the power of 2x. And I'm going to move this negative 5 to the power of 3x minus 4 to the other sides. So it will become positive 5 to the power of 3x minus 4. Now, as both sides are equal to each other and having the same base, so now we can just compare the power. So 2x equal to 3x minus 4. So we're going to collect the x at one side. So 2x minus 3x equal to negative 4. So negative x equal to negative 4. Therefore, x is equal to positive 4. Number 4, solve these equations. So if you look at number 4 and 16, these two numbers you are able to change it to the number in base 2. So 4 will equal to 2 to the power of 2. Whereas 16 is 2 to the power of 4. So now we have the same base for each of the terms. So for the first part here, as this is 2 to the power of 2, multiply this one. So we're just going to plus for the power. So this one will become 4m. So next, here you're going to have 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3 plus m here. And we're going to move this one to the other sides. So it will be equal to 2 to the power of 4m. So both sides are equal to each other with the same base. So now we can just compare the power. So I'm going to move the m to the other side. So 3 equal to 4m minus m, which is equal to 3m. So then move this 3 to the other side. So m is equal to 3 divided by 3, which is equal to 1. Questions number 5. Find a way to finish box by choosing the correct answer. So we're going to start from here. So if you look at the number 27 and 81, we can change it to the number in base 3. So 27 is equal to 3 to the power of 3. Whereas 81 is equal to 3 to the power of 4. So for the left hand side, so we're just going to plus for the power as it is a multiplication. So we're going to plus it with 3n. And for the right hand side, I'm going to write this 1 over 3 to the power of 4 as 3 to the power of negative 4. So for both sides, they are equal to each other. So now we can just compare for the power. So first let us solve for the n. So n plus 3n is equal to 4n. And we're going to move this negative 2 to the other side. So negative 4 plus 2, which is equal to negative 2. So n equal to negative 2 divided by 4, which is equal to negative 1 over 2. Now let us continue to solve for 4 to the power of x plus 3 minus 4 to the power of x plus 2 equal to 3. So first I'm going to break up this one. So 4 to the power of x plus 3 is the same as 4 to the power of x times 4 to the power of 3 minus 4 to the power of x plus 2 is the same as 4 to the power of x times 4 to the power of 2 equal to 3. So for the terms on the left hand side here, both of them having the same one, which is 4 to the power of x. So I can factorize this. Now we're going to solve for the value inside the bracket. So here you're going to have 64 minus 16. So 64 minus 16 is equal to 48. Next, we have to move this 48 to the other side. So 4 to the power of x equal to 3 divided by 48. Simplify this by dividing it with number 3. You're going to get 1 over 16. And this 16, you are able to change it to the number in base 4, which is 4 to the power of 2. Next, I'm going to rewrite this. So this one, I can write it as 4 to the power of negative 2. Now, we can compare the power as both sides that are equal to each other with the same base. Therefore, x is equal to negative 2. So for 25 to the power of x plus 2 equal to 1 over 625 to the power of x. So 25 and 625, you can change it to a number in base 5. So 25 is 5 square. whereas 6 to 5 is equal to 5 to the power of 4. Alright, so next I'm going to multiply the power here. So you're going to have 2x plus 4. So here I'm going to write this as 5 to the power of negative 4x. So both sides are equal to each other with the same base, so we can just compare the power. So I'm going to move the negative 4x to the left hand side and 4 to the right hand side. Therefore 2x plus 4x equal to negative 4. So 6x equal to negative 4. X equal to negative 4 divided by 6, which is equal to negative 2 over 3. 2 divided by 4 to the power of x minus 1 equal to 16 to the power of 2x. So the number 4 and 16, we can change it to the number in base 2. So 4 is 2 square. 16 is 2 to the power of 4. So next, I'm going to multiply the power here. So here it will become 2 to the power of 2x minus 2, as on the right hand side will be 2 to the power of 8x. So for the left hand side, as this is a division, so therefore I'm going to minus the power. So the power here is 1 minus 2x bracket minus 2 equal to 2 to the power of 8x. Alright, so now we can compare the power. So we're going to get this thing out of the bracket first. So here you're going to have 1 minus 2x plus 2 equal to 8x. So next I'm going to move this negative 2x to the right hand side. So here on the left hand side you're going to have 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. So 8x plus 2x is equal to 10x. Therefore, x is equal to 3 over 10. I'm going to solve for 5 to the power of n plus 1 minus 5n plus 5 to the power of n minus 1 equal to 105. So for these two, I'm going to rewrite it as 5 to the power of n times 5 to the power of 1 minus 5n plus 5 to the power of n times 5 to the power of negative 1. So here is equal to 105. Now for the terms on the left hand side, you're going to find that you are going to having the same one, which is 5 to the power of n. So I can factorize it. So here you're going to have 5 to the power 1, which is 5, minus 1 plus 5 to the power of negative 1. This will be equal to 105. So solve the value inside the bracket, you will find that it is equal to 21 over 5. So next we have to move this 21 over 5 to the right hand side. Therefore 5 to the power of n is equal to 1 over 5 multiply 5 over 21. So solve the right hand side and you will find that this is equal to 25. So this 25 we can change it to the number in base 5, which is 5 square. So now we can compare the power. So n is equal to 2. We're going to solve for 32 to the power of 4x equal to 4 to the power of 8x plus 6. So 32 and 4. We can change these two into the number in base 2. So 32 is equal to 2 to the power of 5. Whereas 4 is 2 to the power of 2. So next we're going to multiply the power here. So on the left hand side you're going to have 2 to the power of 20x equal to 2 to the power of 16x plus 12. So now we can compare the power. So move the 16 to the left hand side. So 20x minus 16x equal to 12. So 4x equal to 12. So x equal to 12 divided by 4. Therefore, x is equal to 3. To solve for 4 to the power of 2x minus 1 equal to 64 to the power of x. So 4 and 64, we can change it to the number in base 4. So for the left hand side, we're just going to leave it be. So 64 is equal to 4 to the power of 3. Alright, so here 4 is equal to 4 to the power of 3x. So compare the power. So I just got to move this 2x to the right hand side. So negative 1 equal to 3x minus 2x, which is equal to x. Therefore, x is equal to negative 1. We're going to solve for 16 to the power of 2x minus 3 equal to 8 to the power of 4x. So 16 and 8, we can change it to the number in base 2. So 16 is 2 to the power of 4, whereas 8 is 2 to the power of 3. So next, we're going to expand for the power here. So here we're going to have 2 to the power of 8x minus 12 equal to 2 to the power of 12x. So now let us compare the power. So I'm just going to move this 8x to the right hand side. Therefore, negative 12 equal to 12x minus 8x, which is 4x. Therefore, x is equal to negative 12 divided by 4. So x is equal to negative 3. Next, we're going to solve for this. So I'm going to rewrite the 2 to the power of x plus 4 as 2 to the power of x multiplied 2 to the power of 4. And for the other one, I'm going to write it as 2 to the power of x times 2 to the power of 3 equal to 1. Now you have 2 to the power of x for both terms here. So I can factorize this. Alright, now we're going to solve for the value in the bracket. So 2 to the power of 4 is equal to 16. 2 to the power of 3 is equal to 8. So here you're going to have 16 minus 8, which is 8, equal to 1. Alright, then move the x to the other side. So you're going to have 2x, 2 to the power of x over 1 over 8. So we're going to change the x to the number in base 2, which is 2 to the power of 3. So 1 over 2 to the power of 3 is equal to 2 to the power of negative 3. Now by comparing the power, x is equal to negative 3. So by this, we already finished the questions number 5. Questions number 6. In research, a type of bacteria will multiply itself in 1 minute. The amount of bacteria at the start of the research was 300. The amount of bacteria after t minutes is given by 300 times 3 to the power of t. So A, determine the amount of bacteria after 9 minutes. So for questions A, to find the amount of bacteria, we are going to substitute the t for the formula given here with number 9. So 300 brackets 3 to the power of 9. So solve this using your calculator. So you'll find the answer is 5904900. So that is the amount of bacteria after 9 minutes. B. Determine the time t in minutes for the amount of bacteria to be 72,900. So to find the amount of bacteria, the formula is 300 times 3 to the power of t. Now here the amount of bacteria has been given, so we're just going to substitute here. So now we want to find the t. So first I'm going to move this 300 to the other side. So 3 to the power of t equal to 72,900 divided by 300. So this will give you the answer of 243. Now 243, you can change it to the number in base 3, which is equal to 3 to the power of 5. Now we can just compare the power as both sides are equal to each other with the same base. Therefore, t is equal to 5. So it will take 5 minutes for the amount of bacteria to be 72,900. Question number 7. The populations of country M can be estimated with the growth model P. So where P is the expected populations, A is the populations in the year 2017, K is the growth rate, and T is the number of years after 2017. The populations of this country in 2017 was approximately 30 million. So assuming that this population increased with the rates of 3% each year, so estimate the populations of this country in the year 2050. So to find the number of populations, so we're going to use the formula P equal to A bracket 1 plus K over 100 T. Now we want to estimate the populations in the year 2050. So A is the populations in the year 2017. Now according to the questions, the populations in the year 2017 was approximately 30 million. So A, we're going to replace it with 30 million. So the K is the growth rate. So the growth rate is 3% each year. Therefore, it will be 3 over 100. And T is the numbers of years after 2017. So we want to find the populations in the year 2050. Therefore, we will have a 33 years gap between 2017 to 2050. So the T, we're going to replace it with 33. Solve this using your calculator. You will find that the estimated populations will be 79570057. Number 8. Mr. Prakash invested M20,000 in the bank with an annual interest rate of 10%. Mr. Prakash investment amount after 3 years can be determined by the formula P equal to F bracket 1 plus R to the power of T, where F is the initial investment value and R is the annual return rate. Determine Mr. Prakash investments after 10 years. So we're going to use this formula to help us to find the amount of investment. So first the F, which is the initial investment, this is equal to 20,000. And the R, which is the annual return rate, is equal to 10%. So here we can write it as 0.01 or 10 over 100. The T is the number of years, so here is amount of the 10 years. So I'm going to replace the T with number 10. So solve this using your calculator and you'll find that the amount of Mr. Prakash's investment will be 51,874.85 ringgit after 10 years.